welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Amarachi Obiano. I do videos on lifestyle, fashion, as well as talk about things I really love. If this isn't your first time, thank you for stopping here again. If you haven't subscribed and this isn't your first time, that really shows you should subscribe, okay? So do that. Today I have for you guys a story time. It's been a long time I did a sit down video, guys. I mean, those of you who have been here know we've been doing a lot of vlogs, and to be very honest, like when I opened this channel, I really thought I was going to be doing a lot of sit down videos, but for some strange reasons I've been enjoying vlogs more, but I know I can't keep doing that. So yeah, I decided to do one today, and this is quite easy because I'm just going to really be talking about one of my past and horrible experiences. What prompted me to do this video, guys, was a viral video I saw on TikTok and Instagram. Let me remind you guys of that video. I'm sure most of you have seen it. So there's this particular girl that traveled, I think, from one country to another, I don't know, and when she walked into her boyfriend's apartment, he kind of just like froze, like he was looking at her legit like a ghost. He didn't move. There was a very weird reaction from him. When I saw that video, I was like, Juliet, you've been in this girl's position before. This has happened to you. This looks too familiar. And I was like, wow, that's true. I actually have. And I was like, you know what? Let me even talk about this on my channel. I thought about it a long time, but anytime I think about saying it, I just, I'm like, no, do I have to do this? But your girl decided to say it because, I mean, it is what it is. It did not kill me. So let's just dive into this video. Okay, I cannot remember the exact year, but I know at the time I was in uni. So this should be between ages 19 to 23, ages 18 to 23. So I think I was in like year 3 or year 2. I cannot remember the exact year, guys, but it should be in say, let's give it 2012, 11-ish. Yeah. So once upon a time, your girl was in a relationship and she was in love. And I used to date this guy. What do we call him? Let us call him Alex, okay? Because I cannot be mentioning names, guys. I cannot mention names. So his birthday was going to be on a Saturday, and that same Saturday I had a wedding to attend in Jos. Just so you know, I used to live in Abuja. That's where my family lives till date. So I used to live in Abuja and I grew up in Jos. So this family friend of mine who was getting married was going to have her wedding in Jos. So I had to travel to Jos because I was part of the bridal train and I couldn't miss the wedding for anything in the world. So on Thursday, I was on my way. I remember calling my boyfriend to let him know that I was going to be, I was going to Jos, kept him updated, etc. On Thursday, I got there. On Friday, I spent my Friday like visiting family, visiting friends, etc. Do you understand? Then I also met up with an uncle of mine that gave me, I think, between 50 to 100K. I cannot remember. Don't worry, guys. I'm going to tell you guys why I had to mention this part. So he dashed me money. I remember calling my boyfriend at the time to tell him that they gave me money. He was like, oh, your uncle is so nice. This one, that one, this one, that one. Then when we were talking that Friday, I was like, so what plans do you have for tomorrow since your birthday is tomorrow? And he was like, oh, nothing. He's just going to spend time with his family. Nothing much. That's yet to Saturday is also a work day for him. And yes, he is a businessman, so he obviously goes to his office from Monday to Saturdays. So he told me he was just going to be busy. It's going to be a normal day, but obviously there's going to be food in the house. He's going to eat, da 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 da. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Then the next day came. It was his birthday. As per girlfriend now, I called him early in the morning, wished him all the happiness in this world, did all the girlfriend-ish that needed to be done. Then told him I was getting ready for the wedding. The wedding was, I think, very early. The church wedding was very early. After that, it was straight to the reception. So we went there, had fun. I kept on, keeping him updated with my day, asking him about his. He was like, oh, nothing. He's just, he's just eating, chilling, and all that. And I was like, okay, cool. So while I was at this reception, something just came to my mind. I don't even know whether to say it's God or the devil, but I honestly believe it's God. Something just came to my mind. Juliet, why don't you just leave? Like, you're really done? Because the next day I was going to go, I was going to go back to Abuja the next day being Sunday. So I was like, I can just enter Abuja. I can just use the money this my uncle gave me. They gave me money. 50 to 100K. That money was big at the time. And I decided to use it and book tickets to go and see Man. Let's continue. Anyway, I was like, yeah, I think that would be nice. Let me go and see my boyfriend. It would be nice, to surprise him, all that girlfriend. I was excited. In fact, once the thought came, I started checking online for tickets and all that. And I was able to find the last flight leaving Plateau State just that day. I booked that flight, left the reception, told my family friends that I was leaving. It was impromptu. I had to rush to Lagos. Told them bye. Told my uncle that I was also going, blah, blah, blah. I left. I was even among the last people to board that flight. To tell you how impromptu that was, I went, boarded the flight, risked my life, but God was merciful. I landed in Lagos. So when I landed, I got a yellow cab. At the time, there wasn't Uber. No, there wasn't Uber. There wasn't Uber at all. So I got into the ride. 20 minutes into my ride, I called him to just check up on him. Act like nothing. Like that. Anyway. So he didn't pick up. When he didn't pick up, I honestly did not think anything of it. I was just like, okay, he's going to call me back. I was still, in the car because his house is quite a distance from the airport. So I think like 10 to 15 minutes later, he called me back. And when he called me, I was like, hey, what's up? How are you doing? He was like, oh, nothing. That he's just chilling, eating. While he was talking to me on the phone, I kind of noticed he kept on, I kept on hearing the sound of pots closing and opening, like somebody, when you're checking, let's say there are 4 pots in front of you on the gas or whatever, and you're like opening each and every one of them to check what was inside. That was the noise I was hearing in the background. So I was like, hey, what's up? Are you in the kitchen? And he was like, yeah, that he came to take meat, Jerry, that there's enough food, blah, 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 blah. And I said, are you serious? And I said, yes. So, and he was talking, he was also chewing, like somebody that was actually doing what he said he was doing. So I was like, okay, hope you're fine. And I said, what are you even doing now? And he was like, nothing, that, the family, everybody's just there. So he's just like upstairs, relaxing, eating, etc. I was like, okay, that's fine, no problem. I just called to, check up on you. He was like, how is the wedding? I was like, it's going well. The reception is going fine, blah, 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 blah. That part passed. So I got to his house some minutes later. Guys, let me tell you something. When God says it is your time to be caught, there is nothing you would want to do. There's nothing you can actually do to stop that from happening. Nothing in this world. Like, he would just make everything so easy. Now, I got to my ex's house, and he, at the time, he used to stay with his parents, so I legit went to his parents' house. The security man, who is strict, like, no matter how much you give him money or whatever, this is somebody that when you appear, like when you get to the gate, he definitely has to go and tell my my ex that you have this person here for you, and this guy knows that I am his girlfriend. So I'm not a new face, I'm a very, very familiar face, but he would never just open the gate for me just for me to enter for the sake of it. No, he wouldn't do that. No matter how many times he had seen me, he would always go and tell him, oh, your girl is around. So even when I was planning the whole surprise and all that, where my surprise ended was basically when I'm going to be at the gate. They would let him know that I'm at the gate, and he would come, he would hug me, just do the whatever. So that was where I felt the surprise was going to happen, in front of his gate. So when I got there, I greeted the guy. The next thing, he opened the gate for me. I was like, okay, perfect. I drew my box, and I saw something told me not to follow the front door, that I should follow the back door. And the back door leads to the kitchen, then the kitchen straight to the staircase. So when I went to the back door was open. The kitchen was empty. Because even as I was, heading towards the kitchen, I was like, oh my God, I hope his mom is not there. She was not going to do anything, but I was just hoping everywhere was going to be empty. Like nobody, I didn't want anybody downstairs. So when I went there, it was open, nobody was in the kitchen. I was like, oh my God, everything is working perfectly. There is nobody, because there was nobody in the kitchen. When I passed the kitchen, nobody was sitting in nobody was in the sitting room, and his dad would always be in the sitting room, but nobody was there. I was like, Jesus, is this you making this my surprise even perfect? Because now he's going to be in front of his door. So when I checked the parlor, nobody was there. I now, carried my box. I started tiptoeing, going upstairs, so that nobody will hear my footsteps. So I went in front of his door. Okay. I went in front of his door. I knocked. Now, I chose to knock and not say anything because I kind of noticed while dating him that anytime his daddy is looking for him, the daddy just needs to knock. Once the daddy knocks, the daddy doesn't even need to call his name or anything. Once the daddy knocks, he comes to open the door, and opens the door. The daddy never enters his room. The daddy says whatever he needs to say, and goes back. But if it's his like sibling, they kind of shout his name or whatever. So I just knocked on the door. And I didn't want to also say anything just in case the dad is in his room and the mom is there. So I just knocked so that he would come out. So when I knocked, he came outside. He opened the door and he looked at me. I was like, hi. This guy was like this. This guy legit froze. This guy was looking at me like a ghost, like he was like Amara. And I was like, hey, surprise. This dude was like this. Have you guys seen ice fish? You know how they look like they are in shock? That was how this boy was. This boy was just like this looking at me. I was like, is anything okay? The minute I noticed he had frozen, everything felt wrong. Because on a normal day, like, I was waiting for him to come and hug me, raise me up or something, do something. This boy was just in front of the door like... Anyway, when it dawned on me that something was wrong, I moved closer to him and, looked inside the room. And I saw a girl on his bed, and this girl was naked, but not stark naked. She was actually covered. She was like this. She was naked, but she was like this. Like, when you're waiting for your man to be done, like, so that he can come and meet you. That was how Madame was on the bed. She was just like this with her wig, her big hair. Anyway, she was just on the bed. Guys, everything that happened after I saw her, to be very honest, I don't even know. I wasn't processing it. It just happened. I entered inside the room, locked the door, used the key, locked the three of us inside with the key. I took the key away, walked straight to the couch that was in his room, sat down. Now from that couch, I had like a better view of his room. So I could see him, I could see the girl. I sat down there and I was like, Alex, who is this? Now, no, I didn't say who is this. I was like, who is she to you? The reason I asked who is she to you was because I had seen that girl's picture. And all the while, this guy kept on telling me, she's my friend, she's my friend, she's my friend, she's my friend. And I remember asking him, like, why don't you pick her call anytime she calls you when I'm with you? Why is her picture like everywhere on your phone? And he would say, oh no, they're just friends, she's at my party. You know how guys downplay all these things. So the question I asked him was, who is she to you? I wanted to get something clear. Thinking about it, that was a stupid question, because it doesn't even matter whether she is your friend or not. The fact is that the two of you people are having sex. So on a normal day, I should have just left, but your girl did not leave. I wanted to understand what was happening, because I just spent money. I just flew down. I needed to know what was happening there. So I sat down and I was like, who is she to you? She now said, she's my friend. The girl was now like, Alex. I nearly called his name. Alex, who is your friend? He kept quiet. I was not like, answer her now. He was not like, what do we call this girl? Gosh, I'm this close to calling their names. What do we call her? Should we call her Nina? Let's call her Nina. Nina, you're my friend now. You're my friend. He was like, who is your friend? I can't believe you're doing this. And I was like, hello. He now said, like, he was not like, Nina, now stop it. And she was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? What kind of embarrassment is this? Now the two of them started exchanging. So I'll say, you're my this, I'm not your that, whatever they were doing. So as they were arguing, I decided to, just like look around. When I now looked at the couch, I now realized that I was sitting very close to this girl's clothes. So I remember raising up her top, her jean, her bra, her pants. When I saw her pants, I was like, oh my God, this girl has very big nyash. Sorry. Bum bum. I think saying bum bum sounds better. I was like, oh my God, this girl has very big bum bum. And I, on the other hand, was very skinny. I'm going to look for my picture and put here. I was like this with no ass. So in my head, I was like, if this boy likes ass, why is he dating me? Because this girl, her pants was, we were like opposite each other. There are guys, I know there are guys that can sleep with any shape and size. They can sleep with anything. But I also know that there are guys that when they cheat and you look at the girls, they look similar. This girl was nothing like me. Nothing. Her ass was big. Her boobs, I think her boobs were even bigger than mine. She was on the thick side. I, on the other hand, skinny, no bum bum. Just, I couldn't wrap my head around what I saw. Anyway, after I saw it, I remember carrying the pants and dropping it like this. I carried her bra, dropping it like this. Now, as I was dropping it, he was picking it up and giving it to her. I would pick up, drop, he would pick, give it to her. She would wear. It was like division of labor, guys. She would do like this, he will carry, give her. That was what we kept on doing till she received all her garments. While she was wearing what was her outfit, they were still arguing. And I was looking around like, guys, like, my mind was like, what was really happening? I couldn't believe. I was the most confused human being in this world. I kept on looking around because the room seemed different. Like, I wanted to even know what these people were doing. What were people doing in here? The next thing, I sighted his bedside table. Now, guys, on that part of his bedside table, my picture frame was always there. Guys, I went to Studio 24. Those of you who know, like, this was years ago. Studio 24 was where people used to go take bomb pictures and frame up. I did that, sent to my boyfriend. He would always have it at his bedside. Like, because our relationship was decent relationship. So obviously those little things were like, you know, my thing. So he had my frame close to him, his bedside, you know, to remember me, anytime he's missing me, he should just look. I sent it to him. It was on his bedside table. I now realized it was no longer there. Guys, immediately I noticed that one. I don't even know what happened. I was like, where's my picture frame? You would think it was money I was looking for. I was like, where's my picture frame? Where did you keep my picture frame? He was like, Amma, reduce your voice, please now. Amma, reduce your voice. He now came to me and was like, Amma, please give me the key to the door. Because the girl had already worn her clothes and she was ready to go. Give me the keys to the door. I said, where's my picture frame? Where's my picture frame? He now said that that he's going to give it to me, that let him just open the door. I was like, no, you have to tell me where my picture frame is. You have to tell me where my picture frame is. He wasn't like, oh, please now, my dad, my parents, they may hear our voice, blah, 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 blah. I don't even know what he was saying. So he was like, please just give me the key. I now give him the key. He went and he opened the door. I was like, when he opened the door and she left, I was like, where is my picture frame? I looked at the bedside table. I went to the other side. I went to his TV unit. Guys, I didn't see my picture frame. It was nowhere around. I now told him, bring it from where you kept it. This boy now went to his wardrobe. He started digging. He buried my frame. He buried it inside his wardrobe. And it just clicked. I was like, if this girl is your friend with benefit, because that was the kind of picture he was trying to paint, guys. That was the kind of picture he was trying to paint. If she was your friend with benefit, why are you now hiding my picture? Isn't it supposed to be like an understanding or whatever that is? Do you understand? Why did you have to bury my... Guys, he did not just keep my picture somewhere. Like, he did not turn it upside down. He did not just say, let him keep it where he can easily reach it. This dude legit buried my picture. He now came, he was like, Juliet, Amma, please, let us settle this thing outside. I personally did not also want any problems with his mom or dad. I didn't want them to come and shout and chase us out of that house, because, to be very honest, like, our voices were quite on the high side, because the girl too was also shouting her own. And I cannot remember what the girl was saying, but she was also shouting. And if his parents were around, they would have come to chase us. But long story short, he kept on saying all those things, but his parents were not around. The parents were actually not around. But I fell for it anyway. So I gave him the key. He opened, the girl left. Then his cousin now came, because the cousin heard what was happening, but he was knocking, and I had the keys, so he couldn't come in. The cousin now came. I was trying to calm me down. Took my box and my passport, because, you know, they didn't want me to leave and all that. So long story short, after all that drama that happened upstairs, I went downstairs. We got into his car and he drove me somewhere else, and, you know, started begging me, apologizing, blah 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 blah, whatever that is. But yeah, your girl did not go anywhere. I'm not proud of saying that, and that's why I said you people should not judge me. This is the exact reason I said you should not judge me. I was very young. I was naive. I didn't know my left to my right at the time, to be very, very honest. It's not something I am proud of, you know. Anytime I think about it, I just cringe, because never, like, if something like that was ever going to happen to me now, which God forbid, that is not my portion in Jesus' name, I would not even talk too much. Once I have seen all that there is, I will take my box and disappear. Not going to entertain a conversation, because what do you really want to understand from what you saw? Whatever, all the answers you need is right in front of you. A naked girl waiting for him to come back to him. He is receiving birthday sex. There's nothing else you need. He's already cheating. Like, you've seen it all. There is no need for you to be there. If that kind of thing was to ever happen to me again, which I rebuke, like I said, I would not engage in that kind of nonsense. I would legit find my way out of that place immediately, with immediate effects. And I would also like to share one of the lessons I learned from this crazy experience, and that would be once a cheat, always a cheat. For people like these all these serial cheats or cheats generally, I've kind of noticed that when you forgive them, instead of them to see it as, oh my god, this girl really loves me and she has given me another chance to be better, let me do better this time, they see it as, okay, she has forgiven me, which means that this is something she can actually take, so I just need to be more careful. Because I just need to be more careful. So what you've done is that what they usually process is that you're going to forgive them. You may act crazy, you may act angry, but you will always come around and you're not going to go anywhere. So that registers in their head. They don't see it the other way around. I don't want to generalize, but I know most of them, out of 100%, 99% of them will still cheat again. The only difference is that they are going to be more careful, and you may still catch them again. But I'm just saying, they are going to be more careful. But are they going to cheat back? Yes, they will still cheat on you again. What you allow is what you continue. The minute you allow something like that, it's most likely going to repeat again. So just in case you're asking, did it happen again? Yes, it did. But this time I did not catch him. It was on a phone. Moving on, the other lesson I learned from this situation would be, the other woman is not your problem. She's not your problem. The guy is. Because I kind of noticed something about women generally. Like anytime we find out our partner is with somebody else, we tend to, push the anger we have for our man towards the woman. That was something that I would say I used to do in the past. I would share the anger, because I would still get mad at my guy. I'm still going to go after him. But one way or the other, I see myself getting pissed at even the girl. And to be very honest, like, the two of you people are just really two people being played by one person. That's basically what it is. So I do not personally feel like the woman is a problem. The only time the woman becomes a problem is when she starts throwing jabs at you. When she now starts coming from you, then fine and good, sis, do whatever you want to do. You can decide to ignore. Do you understand? If you want to. If you're a fighter, by all means, do whatever you want to do. But in that kind of situation, please focus all your anger on your man. Because in the first place, if your man stayed faithful, you guys will not be in that situation. You guys are in a relationship, a committed one, for that reason. So even if it's the girl that was throwing himself on him, his job was to protect your relationship. Same way as a girl, you get advances from guys and you're, ignoring them. That is what your partner is also supposed to be doing. So if you ever find yourself in that kind of situation, there's nobody to be blamed but the person that you are actually dating. So that is another lesson I picked from it. Will I still surprise anybody again? Yes, I will, guys. To be very honest, like, what is a relationship if you cannot throw spontaneous surprises for your partner? You can't just pop up like, what? Why can't I do that? Why can't I do that? I know for so many people, they'll be like, never again. I don't want to surprise myself. No problem. Let me surprise myself. At least I know the kind of human being I'm dealing with now, Abby. Like, if I catch the person, at least now I know that, okay, you know what? This guy is trash, and it saves me time. It saves me time. So I want to be in a very healthy relationship where I am very sure of my man. I can show up. He can show up at my doorstep without anybody feeling like there's going to be somebody. Do you understand? No trust issues. It's just going to be you and your partner loving each other, freely and happily. I do not want to have to be with somebody where I will be so concerned as to whether I should show up because I may see somebody there. That's already a red flag in the relationship. And I have noticed guys who keep opening their mouths to say, I have male friends. So sometimes when they open their mouth and they are saying, I don't like when people surprise me, most of the time they are saying it because they have plenty girlfriends. So they keep saying no, and they will say things like, how can you just show up in somebody's house? Yes, I know, right? If we talk about it in a very platonic way, it is wrong to show up in somebody's house just like that. But if you are in a relationship, those kind of things are they are fine, really. If you're in a very good, happy, and you're not cheating, why are you bothered about if your girlfriend will show up. It's supposed to make you happy. It's supposed to make you like, you're supposed to be so excited that, oh my god, this person showed up. Like, for those of you in distant relationships, don't you just sometimes wish the door opens and you see your partner? Don't you wish for that? Don't know, except you are cheating. That's, to be very honest, people that don't like those things, people that have a problem with it are most likely cheating. And I don't want to generalize, but I'm going to say 98%. The other 2%, they have their reasons that I honestly don't know what it is. But the rest of you, you are cheating. That is why you have a problem. Like, you're that kind of person that would always keep cheating in a relationship. That's why you will always have a problem with your partner showing up unannounced, because you may get caught. So the final lesson from that experience I had is just knowing the importance of loving yourself enough to want better. Loving yourself enough to walk away from situations that do not make you happy, situations that just don't align with what you want for yourself in a long run. Anytime I think about the fact that I stayed after what I saw, I just get really confused, because the Juliet of now would never, ever, ever, ever. There's no way, oh my god, there's no way I would be in his presence if that has happened now. No. That time I was young, and thinking about it, I probably didn't even feel like I deserved better. I probably didn't like myself enough to know that I could actually even do better. So at that point in time, I was just in a certain phase in my life. But at the end of the day, like, no regrets, guys, no regrets, because Juliet is who she is because of the things she has, been, the things I have been through in the past. So yeah, this is just one of my crazy experiences, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends if you want to. Okay, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to see you guys the same time next week. Bye.
Life is a winding road,